Today we're going to be doing game reviews, and today's game is going to be Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Now this game, it means a lot to me. You know, I grew up with, Nintendo games, specifically Mario games, but the reason why this game means a lot to me is because it's a really good game. Now, I'm going to be honest, I never played Breath of the Wild, and it's the game, if you didn't know, it's the game before Tears of the Kingdom. Now, in Tears of the Kingdom, they use the exact same map, but they have a high sky top of the map and a low down underground part of the map. This game is really good. You know, there's a lot of villains, a lot of monsters, a lot of people, and all around just a good game. And I'm gonna be telling y'all why today. All right, starting off with the pros. Number one, building. And we're not talking about Minecraft building. We're talking about parts that are found all across the map, high, middle, and low, that you can find and build things and put things together. Now, they didn't have that in the last game. They didn't have a lot of things in the last game. People usually complain about how, oh, it's the same map. Who cares? Like, who cares? This year, they have a lot of things and a lot of great aspects of the game, and building is definitely one of them. Now, you could build cars, people, laser beams that can destroy bosses in like 10 seconds. It's crazy. Now, I really don't know how to work it, but they have these little time trial things like in the map that teaches you how to do all these things. And it's, it's a really good part of the game. That's definitely one of my favorite things, and that's number one of the pros. Pro number two. Pro number two is the map. Now, I already said some things about the map. They have a sky, a medium, and a bottom. But I just had to add some stuff in. It's just such a good map. Now, they use the same map from the Breath of the Wild, but they added a lot of new things. They added a lot of new buildings, a lot of new cities, a lot of new characters. They have a volcano literally in the center of the map. They have, different biomes, different armors for every single one of those biomes. So if you're in the super hot biome, you can have protective armor shields for those biomes. If you're in the super cold part of the map, you have warm coats for that type of map. And all around, just a good part of the map. Now let's move on to the top. Top is nothing really special. They have a lot of, islands. It's not really a top part of the map. It's more like an island. They have like birds that fly up there, that give you good stuff. They have the sky, clouds, but also they have more time trials and stuff up there too. But let's move on to the bottom, because the top is kind of boring and it's really hard to get up there unless you know what you're doing. The bottom is really dark. There's these giant time trial things that you have to open up to turn the brightness down up there. But, let's just talk about what's really down there. We're talking about that gold deluxe armor. It's not really gold, but it's really the best armor in the game. Now, going down there is really hard. You fall down this giant pit full of lava, or I think it's lava. But you fall all the way down there, and you land down there, and you die. You know why? Because you didn't have the right armor on. But that's really good aspect. It's really huge. It's like a map on top of a map under a map. Here's the map right here. All right, moving on to pro number three. This game is just very fun. They have a lot of people in the game that just make it fun. People, I mean characters. They have a lot of characters that help you through the story, and they help you find what you need to find, which is Zelda. You always lose the Peach, it's like Peach and Mario, it's Zelda and, Legends of Zelda. And you always have to find the princess, and once you find the princess, the game is beat, the game is won. But in this game, literally, she disappears, and you have to go get her from, a part of different part of the world, which is underground, in the volcano, in the middle of the map, which sounds very intense. But people help you along the game. My favorite part of the game, personally, is when you have to break into this giant castle underground filled with lava, and you have to figure out every one of these puzzles. It's such a good game. It's such a good part of the game, and definitely probably one of the funnest parts of the game. And I really enjoy it. Cons. Number one, there is no cons. This game is literally going to be Game of the Year. You see this right here? This is the symbol for the Game Awards. You see this right here? This is the trophy that Tears of the Kingdom is going to win. Thank you for watching. That's Tears of the Kingdom. I'm Giovanni Patton, and thank you.
What is good, everybody? I'm Anthony Oberg, and we just gonna slide past Geo's. Nobody really cares about Legends of Zelda. We all know what's really gonna win Game of the Year, and that is Spider-Man 2, which just came out literally last Friday, and I've been playing it ever since. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really give that best of a review because I've only played 30% of the game, but it doesn't even matter, bro. 30% is all it took to just fall in love with this game. Because who doesn't like Spider-Man? Like, do you like Spider-Man, Gio?
No!
You can't see, but he's nodding his head. He loves Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. Spider-Man is everybody's favorite superhero. Nobody beats Spider-Man. Spider-Man's better than Batman, Superman, all of these dudes. Everybody loves Spider-Man. There's nothing bad about Spider-Man. With what's good about Spider-Man. So, if you play the other Spider-Man games, you know that swinging around New York City is probably the best thing about the game, other than the story. But that's what we're going to start off with, the traversal. I'm not going to lie, it is 10 times better than it was in the Miles Morales game and the first Spider-Man game. In other Spider-Man games, it was just, swinging around, which is already fun, but they just took it up a notch with just going with the web wings. There's like little wind tunnels that you can go through. There's like different ways to get up into the air, like Spider-Man, here, we'll just show you. Spider-Man just shoots a web on each side and slingshots. There's like so many things that they've changed about how Spider-Man travels around New York City that just makes it 10 times better. Another really good thing about the game is the villains. Last game already had a whole bunch of villains with the Sinister Six and a couple more, but this game is adding even more villains. They added villains from past games, villains that weren't in the last game, and just like pretty much the reason why they have all these villains is because of Kraven the Hunter. Which brings me into the next thing that's really good about the game, the story. So far, the story is just amazing. And essentially, if you haven't been playing the games, Spider-Man and Miles Morales are now both in New York City. And this is like the first time they're both actually there. And basically, because in the last game, Peter was gone. But in this game, Peter's finally back from his vacation, and Miles Morales and Peter Parker are going crazy. Essentially what the story is about is Peter's best friend, Harry Osborn, which everyone should know, which is Norman Osborn's son. He's basically back from his sickness, but the twist is what healed his sickness was the symbiote, which is Venom. And that's never been done in any type of Spider-Man ever, which is crazy. So I think that was really cool addition. But onto like the main point of the game, the big bad villain, not just Venom, he's actually a side villain, which is crazy. Kraven the Hunter, which is just this huge, menacing, big, I don't even know, this just huge dude that literally just loves to hunt people for fun. And what he's doing is he's escaping breaking out all of the villains that Spider-Man's locked up, literally just to hunt them. He's just freeing them, literally just to kill them, which is crazy. So that's really why I think this new Spider-Man story is just amazing. On the PS4 version. All right, now on to some cons that you might want to look into before buying the game. Not gonna lie, since it just came out last Friday, there's been a lot of bugs and glitches. But I mean, that's pretty much every single game that comes out. But one of the main things that I would say that's kind of hard to get into the game is really slow at the start. Like, you have to like really like Spider-Man to just like sit there and go through the boring missions where they're just walking around and talking, because everybody's trying to get into that action and just beat up the little super villains instead of just running around riding bikes with Harry Osborn. Like, dude, that mission was so boring. I had to get off after that. Like, I couldn't just sit there and do that boring mission and then just go up to just whooping people because I was just so bored. But besides that, I would say everything else about the game is just amazing. All right, I'm Anthony Oberg. Thank you for listening to my review on Oh my gosh, my spidey senses is tingling. All right, bro. I think I got to go back to my P5. New York needs me.
I'm Abigail Mejia, and today I'm going to be talking about The Sims 3, not The Sims 4, because The Sims 3 is so much better than The Sims 4. It is. One of my favorite features of the game is the open world, which is the most liked feature between the community, which basically means that you have like free reign over the entire world. You can view any character you like, your character, NPCs, anyone, just by clicking them, and you can see what they're doing in the town or the city, depending on where you have your sim living. But that's like my number one favorite reason, is because it just makes the game seem much more lively whenever there's an open world. Rather in The Sims 4 and in The Sims 2, there's no open world. You're kind of just confined to your house, or, you know, if you do want to go somewhere, you have to deal with loading screens, which the open world completely eliminates loading screens. I also really enjoy how fleshed out the characters are. You can raise Sims from babies to old age, basically, and you get to see like their lives flourish. In a way, The Sims 3 also just has a lot more features in general in comparison to The Sims 4. You got cars, toddlers, pools in The Sims 3, but in The Sims 4, a lot of that stuff didn't come until like in the later years. Sims 4 was released in 2014, but they didn't see toddlers until 2018, which leaves the game pretty lackluster in some ways. My last favorite thing about The Sims 3 is the amount of expansion packs it has. It has 13 expansion packs, my favorites being Seasons, Generations, and Island Life. All of those expansion packs really just add a lot to the game, and even by itself, The Sims 3's base game is really detailed, but the expansion packs just add so much more life that it's like perfect in a way. Seasons, obviously, you don't have to deal with just the regular rainless summer that The Sims 3 base games offer. You get to do all 4 seasons, basically. Generations, again, it's more into that family gameplay, just more features, more intricacies. Yeah, I would talk about Island Life, but no one seems to like it as much as I do. So, and on to some bad things about Sims 3. A lot of people don't necessarily like the graphics or the fact of how buggy it is, which I don't mind necessarily. It's okay. I play the game because I like how the Sims act. I don't play the game because of how cute they are. Another thing is, with the open world, which is my favorite thing, there's no loading screens, but when there is loading screens, it makes everything much longer. The open world is it's very big, so a lot of times your computer might not be able to handle it depending on what you're playing on. And just overall, it might cause your game to be a little laggy, or, you know, if you're trying to load into the game, it might take like 10 minutes. But yeah, overall, 9 out of 10 score for the game.